What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Nerd Media, and in this video, I want to give you guys my top 5 actors and actresses who could possibly appear in Avengers Doomsday that were unannounced at the chair announcement a few months back. I know I'm very late to this, and a lot of people have already had this discussion, but I figured I just want to do it now, especially after Thunderbolts and the big setup for Doomsday. And I only did 5 because I don't think this movie should have many more actors in this film, just because they really got to set up Doctor Doom in this film specifically. So, with all that being said, if you're new to the channel, I'm Nerd Media. I talk about movies, TV shows, and comic books all the time, every day. We're talking about the Avengers Doomsday today, but that's not the only thing we're talking about because we also just got a Peacemaker trailer. We're talking about The Last of Us, so we're also talking about the Thunderbolts, Mission Impossible's coming up. So much fun stuff, but today we're talking about Doomsday. So, with all that being said, stick around, enjoy the video, and let's dive right in. So yeah, this is kind of essentially going to be my top 5 actors who I think are more than likely going to be in Doomsday. So coming in at number 5, I'm gonna give it to Chris Pratt. He was leaked in the concept art for whatever project that was with him and White Vision. Now I don't really think that concept art is really real, just because so much time has passed and nobody's really talking about it anymore. It doesn't really feel like it was that impactful. I really do think that Chris Pratt seems very prominent about the fact that they made a promise to bring Star-Lord back at the end of Volume 3. I am somebody who is still slightly against it, but I trust the Russo brothers with Star-Lord specifically because I thought that the way that they did his character and the Guardians in Infinity War and Endgame were really well done, and they're the only other people I would trust to handle any sort of Guardian of the Galaxy, because I personally don't think you should touch the Guardians anymore, but if you're going to bring one back, bring Chris Pratt back, and I think that's very likely that it could possibly happen, especially with him being on Earth now. Number 4, I'm going to give it to Tatiana Maslany. I think that her character as She-Hulk could very, very likely be in this film, because I know a lot of people didn't really like the character, but a lot of people did, and I feel like her connection to Wong and Bruce Banner, I feel like really could bring her into the story somehow. And I feel like she would probably play a good role in here, and it would be nice to have somebody who we just met in this multiverse saga to be in one of the big Avengers films, because we already got Shang-Chi in there. But now I feel like we should have somebody else in there from Phase 4 or 5 that could play a key role in this film, which would really kind of bring all these heroes together that we just got introduced to, because we only have like 2 or 3 of them minus the Fantastic Four. Number 3 is going to go to Benedict Wong. I think that he is going to return as Wong in this film. I feel like that's just a no-brainer. I mean, I don't know why they didn't confirm it, but I feel like it just makes sense, and I feel like if you're gonna have Shang-Chi in there, you could have Wong in there because they are pals. They did a karaoke scene together in Shang-Chi. They're kind of a part of the same group chat of Avengers of like Bruce Banner and Captain Marvel and everybody. So it would make sense if he somehow got brought in and we had that duo back of Shang-Chi and Wong. That would be really fun. I feel like this is just no brainer. I don't know why they didn't reveal this, but I really do think that him being in this film is a really key part to the multiverse and having some sort of sorcerer there. But if not him, then yeah, you should probably have Benedict Cumberbatch in here, because we don't know where his character is going after Doctor Strange 2. I don't know if the Russo brothers really want to pick that up, but it just kind of maybe retcon it and pretend it never happened. But I do think that Doctor Strange should be in the Avengers movies regardless of what happened to him in the previous film, because I feel like he's such a key role. Like, not just Wong, but I feel like Strange is a big role of like the multiverse and having him in an Avengers movie. Like, I feel like that's just something you really need, and I feel like that could happen. I'm not saying it will, because this list isn't based off of the ones I want the most or like what I think is most likely. It's just a five characters that I thought of. I think that it's maybe one of the least likely ones just because of where we found that character at the end, and maybe the Russo brothers don't want to take the time to explain it. But I think that he is a key role in the previous films. He's a key role in the multiverse. Why not just bring him in? And then obviously at number 1, I'm giving it to Elizabeth Olsen as the Scarlet Witch. Again, like I said, I'm not ranking this based off of my excitement or anticipation, but I do think that her returning as the Scarlet Witch should happen in some form, some way, regardless of if it's the 616 universe version, if it's another multiverse version of her, if we have a multiverse evil variant working for Doctor Doom and she's playing her. I think that would make sense, and her character is so beloved. I think that she's one of the most beloved MCU characters of like this new era of Marvel. So I think that it would make total sense for her to be here. And they have been very, very secretive about her character specifically over the past few years since she quote unquote died. But I think that if she doesn't come back here, she's got to come back in Secret Wars. She's going to come back some way, somehow. I just know it. And you could also make the argument for people like Mark Ruffalo to appear in this film, or even the other Guardians, or just anybody else really, like maybe America Chavez, somebody who's kind of like in that sorcerer realm. You could even argue that Brie Larson's gonna be in here. There are so many other people that could be in this film. I just wanted to give you guys my five that I thought of that I think would probably fit into the story the best. But I think that, overall, I think that this movie is already pretty packed, and I don't really think they should add more characters, at least more like nostalgic characters. Like, you can add for already established MCU characters that are going to be vital to the story, but I think that overall, this cast is really full. Avengers Infinity War had like 70 something people, but I think that this movie really needs to have heavy focus on Doctor Doom, so, you know it's whatever at this point. We don't know if there's more cast. We don't know if there's 20 more people, 5 more people, 10 more people. We have no idea. So I'm going to throw it off to you guys. Let me know in the comments down below what actors you think should be in Avengers Doomsday. What characters do you think were unannounced? I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below. I love having discussions with you guys about this stuff. So let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you stuck around this long, I really, really appreciate it. So subscribe because I clearly said something you liked or you just enjoyed the video. So with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.